a Thog video. Hello there, I'm Mike and this is the first of my book vlogs. Today the book I'm going to be talking about is The Man on Platform 5 by Robert Llewellyn. Robert Llewellyn is probably best known as Crichton in the cult comedy show Red Dwarf, and more recently as co-presenter of Scrap Heap Challenge. I'm a big fan of Robert's, both his on and off screen work. So getting into the book, what's the book about? Well, it focuses on a man called Ian. Ian is a geek. He's a train spotter, he likes technology, he wears an anorak. Stereotypical geeky guy. Ian's spotted by a pair of half-sisters, Gresham and Eupheme, when their train is broken down at the station. Ian's there camcording trains as they go past. So he's in full train spotter mode, doesn't care, perfectly happy in his own world. They probably enter an argument, something which you get the impression is not that unusual for the two of them. Now in this case it's about Ian. Gresham thinks that he is unredeemable, that he's always going to be this sort of sad act, as she calls him. Eupheme thinks that he can change, so they have a bet that Eupheme can turn Ian into a sort of attractive and interesting man. Go blow my nose now. That's better. I have a cold. Now, Gresham is a powerful woman. She's beautiful, she's assertive, she's in the midst of directing her first big movie. She's due to marry into this rich family dating back hundreds of years that came over when William the Conqueror came over and conquered England. She gets whatever she wants, she's the person. Eupheme, on the other hand, is powerful in her own way. She works for a charity, changing kids' lives, and in many ways is very different to Gresham. She's more empathic. She wants to help people like Ian realise their potential. But you still see a lot of similarities between the two of them. They both live sort of enchanted and comfortable lives, shall we say. They work with famous people. They're not thrown by a bit of glitz and glamour. Eupheme, for example, she lives in a flat rent-free, lent to her by some American ambassador, I think it is. So if you compare these women's sort of lifestyles to Ian, who goes autograph hunting at the first sign of a celebrity, there's a very, very different sort of level going on there. But as a Eupheme tries to change Ian actually changes both of them. She works with him to turn him into this image of an ideal man. Gresham becomes attracted to him, which is the plan. And Gresham is thrown by how different he acts to all of the men that she interacts with on a daily basis. Because he just sees her as a person. He doesn't go, oh my god, this Gresham, blah blah blah. I must do whatever she says. He's just Ian. Eupheme, on the other hand, insists that the project is purely professional, but she's designing and creating a man which, in her view, is attractive. So how can she not be attracted to him? It's hard to tell whether she ever is or not for a lot of the book. Now, Ian has changed as well, but in my view, his change is almost more on the superficial level, to begin with anyway. He changes his clothes, his accent, he reads different magazines, but his interests aren't changed or destroyed, which I was really pleased to see. On a personal level, as a geek, you sometimes feel that you're under pressure to change and to give up the things that you love because they're not what you should be enjoying right now. Instead of playing on a computer or reading science fiction, you should be playing badminton with Germany and drinking red wine. But Ian does experience more because of this project, this change project, and it does change him ultimately. He turns down a promotion, which previously would have been the ideal thing for him. Loses his job. Now, fortunately, he lands on his feet, but nevertheless, you can see his angst come to life at that point. You also get to see his anger when Eupheme comes into his domain, the supermarket where he's working, and how the tables suddenly turn. He's the manager in there, and it's Ian that's giving the instructions and Eupheme obeying, rather than most of the book where it's the other way around. Now, I can connect quite well with Ian because, for one reason, he's obviously a geek, although I don't do the train spotter thing. but more significantly is his background. You know, he lives in a large town. He's brought up you work for a living doing a proper job. His dad, I think he made boots, I believe, in a boot factory. He probably feels a bit out of his depth when placed in sort of upper class arena as he is. You know, goes to this big wedding later on. I remember the first time I visited London and being somewhat overwhelmed by the experience, which probably sounds ridiculous if you live there, but it's true. You know, I live in Hull, which is great. I really like Hull, but it's a lot smaller than London. You know, I remember coming to London and thinking, you could actually live here. You could get rid of your car and just live in London. And a part of me always thinks that would be ace to try. I think a large part of me will just be overwhelmed by it and thinks, no, let's stay where we are. But, you know, it's an interesting idea, and I'm sure a lot of Londoners or people that live in large cities, probably, it'd be interesting to hear what you guys feel about your lifestyle, living it where you do. Getting back to the book, sorry. The relationship between Gresham and Eupheme is a bit stormy, and you can't help but anticipate an eventual breakup. And in the end, you're kind of amazed at how long it holds off from happening, but it does happen in the end. Ultimately, it's a great read. It's a little bit explicit in points, so just bear that in mind. I generally read it once or twice a year because I get a lot of succour, well-being, whatever from it. Basically, the Man on Platform 5 is a must-read for anyone who is a geek or who wants to understand the geek. Maybe you're married to one, maybe your best friend's a geek. So I would strongly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Yes, I've got a stinking cold, which has probably made the recording pretty bad, but there you go. I want to do some more regular videos on my channel, and the one thing that I do a lot of is read. I've got a stack of books like this because I've just had my birthday, so everyone's given me a load of books. So it makes sense for me to do a bit of a book vlog. So if you like it, please do like the video. I'd love to hear your comments. If you like it, why not subscribe, and then you'll find out when the next one's coming along. Thanks for your time. Bye.